Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video we are going to have episode, I believe 4 of Review Rewind. Really quickly, I do want to say thank you guys for your support. I did have my first long form video hit 100 views. Not my first video I made, but it's the first one to hit 100 views. So I do really appreciate that, and I wanted to say thank you, and it doesn't go unnoticed. I really appreciate that I was able to get that and the support I'm getting from you guys. So in today's video I will be going over what I read this week and what I plan to be reading next week. As for this week, I did finish Hush, the Aftermath story. I don't have the book with me because I already put it away. But, I mean, I already rated Hush as a whole other than the Aftermath story. The Aftermath story was just, it wasn't much. I'm pretty sure it's mainly to set up Hush 2. I'm not going to rate it out of 10 because there's not much to rate. It was pretty short. As for what I read this week, I'll start with the one single issue I read, which is Spider-Man and Wolverine. I did read this one with my friend. Me and him got it together. He has his own and I got my own. My favorite character is Spider-Man and his is Wolverine, so we want to read it. I actually really love this book. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I enjoyed it. There wasn't like anything I had to complain about. I've seen some people complaining about the Wolverine's connection to Peter's story and saying how they just did that to do it. And I get that, but I still really enjoyed the story and I thought it was a really fun read, and I'm excited to see what comes from the next issues. Then I also read Superman for All Seasons. This one was also a really good book. As I had mentioned before, I thought the art is hideous, but I did end up enjoying it a lot more, and I think it fits the tone of the book a lot more. So I really enjoyed this one. Excuse me. I really enjoyed this book. I love Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale's work. They do really good together. Yeah, I don't really have any complaints about the book at all. It was interesting having Lex have hair, but he was losing the hair, so that was kind of a cool thing that they were hinting at him looking, excuse me, looking like his normal comic version. But I really liked it. I haven't read Superman really other than Superman Unlimited and Justice League stuff, so I really wanted to know more about the character and get a good starting point, and I was told this was a good part to start. But yeah, I think it was a really good book. Honestly, I'm gonna have to give it a 10 out of 10 as well. I think the character development, the struggles that they all go through, and the different things, I think it was just really well done. And yeah, it really makes you care for like every character. I love the narration, which Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale, they do that because they did like I said, they did Daredevil Yellow and Spider-Man Blue, and the others in the color series, I think it's Captain America White and Hulk Gray. But I've only read Daredevil Yellow and then seen a video about Spider-Man Blue. But they like to have narration for their things, and I really like how they do it. And in this, you go through all 4 seasons. I believe it starts in spring. Yeah, so you start in spring, and that one has, I believe, Pa Kent is narrating that. Then you go from spring to summer, and I cannot remember for sure who narrated that one. I don't remember. I think it was Lois Lane. And then you have Lex Luthor, and then you have Lana Lang, I believe is her name. I don't know if it's Lana or Lena. But anyways, his childhood friend does it, and then they have an extra story where I believe Ma Kent was the one doing it. But I just really like the story of it, the character, the relationships. If you have not read this book, I really do suggest it. And like I said, the art was a little gross to me at first, but I did grow to enjoy it. And I think they did some really beautiful storytelling, beautiful character, like I just think it was a really good book, and I do suggest that to anyone who wants to read Superman. And the final thing I did read this week was Nightwing: The Leap. This is volume 4. As I've said before, this is like my favorite comic run that I've read is Tom Taylor's Nightwing. I do think this had some weaker moments in it, but it was still a fun read. It was a lot shorter than the other ones because you had issue 100, which was like a more of a big event thing just to celebrate that he got to 100 issues in this run for Nightwing. But you get to see lots of characters in it. Get to see. I like that they did have the former artists for Nightwing come back for the 100th issue, so you get to see all of them drawing the different characters throughout that full issue. And I thought that was just a really cool tribute that they did and a cool way to do it. But yeah, it was 97, 98, 99, 100, and then the annual. So that was only 5 issues, but I think 100's a bit longer. And then the annual, that was pretty good. It kind of just added a little more to the villain in it, if I remember correctly. So it wasn't perfect. I don't think this was my favorite volume so far. I don't think it lives up to most of the other ones in my opinion, but overall I still did enjoy it. I think the Nightmite issue was interesting. I think it was kind of filler, so that doesn't really help, but it was kind of interesting that he did get his own imp. So yeah, for Nightwing: The Leap for volume 4, I'll give this one 8.75 out of 10. Like I said, I still enjoy it. I still enjoy the character, but there's just some weird stuff they put in this. And then it wasn't moving the story as much as I thought it would, but I'm not going to complain too much. And as for the things I plan to read this week, I only have 2 things right now. And that is Radiant Black, Volume 3. I've loved the first 2 volumes. I think Volume 2 is better than Volume 1. But I do plan to read this, and then I think after this I'll try to see what other stuff in the universe that I would want to read, but I don't know for sure what that would be. But yeah, I've really enjoyed the story. The art I thought was kind of mediocre in volume 1. It just kind of looked a little basic in my opinion, but it did begin to grow on me. And I really liked volume 2 a lot more than, or not a lot more, but more than volume 1, and it really made me want to continue reading more. I liked the cover they chose for this volume. I personally love purple. It is my favorite color, so having the purple there kind of adds to me wanting to read it more. And then finally, I've brought this up I think the last 2 times. I will read Ultimate Spider-Man if I don't get anything else to read and need something to read. And the only other things that I would plan to read are single issues if I do go to the comic shop this week. I just don't know if I'll have time for that or what will happen. So if I go to the comic shop and get single issues, I'll probably read whatever I get. And I also have the part 4 to the We Are Yesterday event that I still need to read, but I've been trying to find part 3, so if I can figure out how to get part 3, if I can find it online and read it, I'll do that, and then I'll read part 4, so that's a possibility as well as this one. So I don't know for sure what I'll read, other than I do plan to read Radiant Black. I don't know what this week will look like, so I don't know how much reading I'll get in. I didn't get too much in this last week, but I was able to read 2 trades, so I feel pretty good about that. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Remember to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and leave a comment below of what else you would like to see or anything else you feel like commenting. I thank you guys so much for all your support. It means a lot to me, truly. But that'll do it for this video. Remember, I love you, Jesus loves you, and God bless.